chill, or work, or meet, or chat, or whatever you want to do. 93.7 The Ticket, The Mill Coffee and Tea, Grandma's Bake Shop, and Beatrice Bakery. All together at 1040 O Street.
Welcome in to the Ahman Green Show. Welcome in to We Talk Facts with 9-year NBA veteran and Nebraska basketball Hall of Famer Eric Strickland and two-time Nebraska football national champion Lester Johnson. Talking and taking names in sports and day-to-day living. Sit back, relax, and join the show with 9-year NBA vet and Nebraska basketball Hall of Famer Eric Strickland. And two-time Nebraska football national champion, Lester Johnson.
All right, welcome to another segment of WTF We Talk Facts. Eastrick and Lester Johnson here with Harrison Arns on the ones and twos, our guy. He's the one that's with us. We appreciate you, Harrison, for being here on a Thursday evening. Every Thursday evening, you can find us here 6 to 7 p.m. We Talk Facts.
Yeah, nice to get you guys in the studio again.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Well, see, you. This is a busy man. You know?
It is a busy man.
You know, he does big things.
What?
Huh?
You talking more?
He does big things. He stays.
I mean, I'm just trying to rub two nickels together. In that heading, there were some things left out. Harrison, in that heading, in that show. 91 Athlete of the Year. I was the Nebraska Black. I'm inducted in the Nebraska Black Hall of Fame. There's some things that need to be added. First team All-State football.
There's a character limit.
Led the Cornhuskers in receiving in the national championship.
You know what?
Season.
If we read accolades, that take up the whole show.
That's a fact. You are.
That's facts.
Bellevue leader.
Bellevue leader, Athlete of the Year for football and wrestling and track.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, don't shortchange me
We ain't gonna
on my
accolades.
accolades.
I ain't nothing.
Okay, you ain't nothing.
Nothing.
Don't even start.
Hey, look,
We do got 3994 saying Stricky, you the damn man. So
There you go.
3394.
There you go.
Stricky, love you, man. Appreciate you for tuning in for WTF We Talk Facts. Hey, listen, we got a good segment of show for you today. We're going to talk a little bit about a topic that I think is very interesting, dealing with coaching. And we're going to dig into this. What we're going to do is we're going to start creating topics and we're going to build on them. And so today we're going to introduce it, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Huskers. And it looks like Lester Johnson is rolling along with his prediction. Look, a little ahead of his prediction because of the Illinois game. It looks like is what's kind of putting you ahead of the curve as far as what you
Don't hate me for it.
We're not going to hate you for it. We're going to love you for it because the Huskers are, despite what most people would have thought at this point of time, is definitely ahead of themselves as far as where they are in position.
Yeah.
It goes back to this one time before we jump into the subject as well. I look at it from a standpoint of the Huskers are learning a lot of lessons. They're gleaning, they're growing, they're getting better, and the adversity that they're finding themselves in, they're able to navigate through them. So I will say, I will give them kudos for that, but definitely for the coaching staff as well. But here we are again in a position class, which we'll get into in the next segment. We'll dig into this, but I'll let you touch it. In a position for them to do something magnanimous outside of what most would have expected, outside of what even probably themselves believed that could accomplish. But now I think they're believing, but they can actually go into a potential Big Ten championship game. They can potentially win no one. They're in a position, and they were here last year with an opportunity, and they dropped the ball. So we're going to see how that goes.
Yes, I think that one of the things we talked about a few weeks ago, long time ago, long. It's been a while. We ain't been in the studio. I feel like it's been a minute since we've been in the studio, but usually when we look at the schedule, when they print those schedules out, when you hang it up on the wall and you put in the scores after the game, at the very bottom, it used to say what? Bowl game. It was just automatic. They put bowl game. And now, lately, over the last few years, it hasn't been bowl game. So this weekend, it's just really weird that it's been that long since we've been to a bowl game. Like, it's pretty unbelievable. I think that was one of the NCAA records that we had. I think we had like 40 years in a row that we went to a bowl and then it was broken. But this weekend, I mean, I can't even tell you how many people I spoke to at the beginning of the year that says if this team can win 3 or 4 games, that's a huge plus for this new coach. And we still have, 4 games left? 5? 4?
You have Maryland, you have Wisconsin, Michigan State,
Iowa.
and Iowa. There's 4 left.
Yeah.
You mean if we can't get 1 out of 4, I mean, we're going to, listen, guys, you got to speak it into the air. We're going to a bowl game this year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now it's about which bowl we're going to go to. Now it's about, can we even get it further ahead than we even thought in making it to the Big Ten championship?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nobody
No one
was
would have
ever
thought that.
speculating on that. And I think it leads to the discussion that we want to have today about coaching. And if coaches care about their players, and if coaches make a huge difference in a player's life, you know, that's part of what the subject matter is going to be about today. But
Yeah.
we will touch a little bit more on the Huskers, you know, in some of our other sessions. But I just wanted to say, man, it's been such a long time that we've been in this space that, man, we got a shot to go to a bowl game.
No doubt.
So to have a winning record.
Yeah.
So,
Well, here's the thing about coaching is there's different levels to this thing, right? And I think as we look back in our past or into our histories, there are some coaches that had some influence on us. I've got to be honest. For my father to be an Air Force officer and still be able to take the time to want to get out and coach me. He coached me in baseball. He coached me in football. I also got to see the difference in the way that he coached me compared to other people. It was a lot harder on me, which, you know, I could appreciate now that as I look back on it. But what makes a good coach, whether it be at the there's different levels to this, right? There's, you know, definitely you're going to start at the youth level. You move up into whatever the junior high levels are, then to high school. You go to collegiate, and then you find yourself into whatever professional realm that is, semi-pro, pro, whatever, right?
let's break it down, E. And here's where I want you to start, because I like how you broke that down. As a youth, Little League, Pop Warner, however you want to, whatever you want to call it, whatever you called it when you grew up, how do you feel like those coaches, how should they treat those players? What would be your expectation as a father, mother, putting your kids in Little League? How do you think these coaches can have an impact on those kids?
Well, first, let me say, I think there is a difference between how some coaches coached us when we were young to where it is now. This gets into the differentiation, I think, of what is really behind the coach. But I'm going to answer your question now. You know, are the coaches really doing it for these specific reasons that I'm about to share, or are they doing it for other ulterior reasons that can benefit really themselves? Because you're seeing sometimes now high school coaches, for example, are putting themselves in position to use the talent pool that they're able to assimilate and put themselves in a position to escalate into another realm of coaching. Now, I'm not saying that's always the case, but I'm going to answer your question now. A good youth coach, I believe, is someone that is able to engage and relate with young people. So there's a psychology behind it. There's a patience behind it. Someone that's willing to be reflective, that has a continuation to want to learn and develop not only themselves, but to express and impress that to those to whom they're coaching. So a youth coach, I think, needs certain types of skills. They have to develop those skills. They have to learn those skills in whatever the area is. And coming with that, I think they have to be kind. I think they have to be reliable. Because one of the things that for my coaches, that at a youth age, they would come pick me up if I didn't have a ride. And they were there always on time. I actually went back to Alabama and got a chance to see one of my youth coaches that helped me in the baseball sense. I think they have to be empathetic. I think they have to be non-judgmental. I think they have to maintain certain boundaries, not to overextend themselves and find themselves in those things. I think they have to be empowering. I think they have to offer support as well as challenge. So there's a balance between it. Not, you see coaches today doing certain things that maybe go beyond the boundaries as well as above that point. I think they have to be flexible and adaptable. I think they have to always be willing, as I said, to learn and grow and have a positive outlook with the hope and the belief that these young people are able to grow and develop and push them to do so without any hindrances that they would impose upon them.
I would agree with everything you said wholeheartedly. I was waiting for one more thing to come through.
Yeah.
Which I think is the basis of it all. It's fun.
Mm.
You have to make sure these kids are having fun, because what I noticed and what I've seen over the years is if these kids feel like it's a job, because when you get to college, it's starting to feel that way.
Yeah.
You have passion by that time in college. Like each player starting to kind of have some passion for the sport. So therefore they're going to accept how tough it's going to be, how tired you are. You're going to start to accept some things, because by now you're like, okay, I'm in the big leagues, and it's not always fun. I think when you look back on college and when you're going through practice and dealing with school and film, and like, it's not always fun. But as a youth and in order for these kids to continue all the way through when they want to play, I think they need to be having fun. Obviously, you want to learn some of the basic fundamentals, but the number one thing is fun. How many youth coaches have you seen out there acting like these kids are playing pro ball right now?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, overly serious.
And you know how many kids you can just get out of there after this season's over? Like, kid is like, not sure I want to do this sport anymore, right?
Yeah.
So as a youth coach, I always felt like I needed to make sure the kids saw the joy in me. They saw the joy in me, and I put the joy in them. That to me is number one, because at some point it's going to get serious. But when you first start off, you need to have fun.
One of the things is, let's just stay with the youth today. When you're dealing with youth, how do you identify what is success? And, obviously you don't ever want to impose failure, but you also want to let them know that you can fall down or you can come up short, but that doesn't mean that it's over or it's done. You can always get better. You got to get up and get back in the fight, or get up and get back in the game. You struck out, get up, take the bat and go back again. So there's lessons to be learned in that. But how do you assess success as a youth coach without making it so serious and not fun?
I think, and I'm just going off of my own experience, I think as a athlete, and you as an athlete, and you're going to agree with me with what I say here, when you get a bunch of kids together and you guys start doing activities, you will start to recognize who has talent.
Okay.
Like right away.
Yeah.
You'll start to recognize.
Yeah, there'll be there's
a hierarchy.
Yeah.
Of talent on your team. Like, you'll be able to say, yeah, these are my best five. Here's the next group, and then here's the next group, right?
Yeah.
So your expectation level for each kid might be a little bit different. What you say to different
kids.
It
can't be cookie cutter.
No.
You got to be able to work with them. Okay, I got
like
you.
That.
I'm feeling you.
I like that.
Yeah.
You cannot have a cookie cutter approach to all your athletes.
Yeah.
You got to be able to learn how to motivate each guy and celebrate the small wins from when
each group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
You can't expect this last group to perform like your stars, right? So your stars, obviously, you may coach them a little harder because things are really easy for them. So you may do some things that are a little bit different for them than you will do for other kids, and on and on. And I've seen kids where if you took this group away, this next group stepped up and became that top group. So that's where I've seen kids elevate. They've elevated their talent when eventually when the coach starts to say, I expect a little bit more out of you. I believe in you now. You're better than what you're showing, right? It's just how you use these terms, right? It's how you use these terms. A lot of those things that you said, being patient, being reliable, you will earn the right to say certain things to these kids. Only thing that's a little bit different today now.
You have a lot of Ralph Tresvants out there.
Than what you say. Oh, yeah, you do.
And when I say Ralph Tresvants, that means a lot of sensitivity.
A lot of sensitivity going on. But what's a little bit different these days is like picking up kids, doing some of that stuff. We have to be very careful. We got to be very careful these days of your interaction with kids.
That's a fact.
So, we don't need to expand on that anymore, but you just got to be very careful these days that everybody stays very safe and everything is transparent.
Yeah, I think you guys are hitting it on the hammer there. I will say, I'm a little curious, like, when you guys are talking about like the hierarchy of youth sports, like how young are we talking here?
Well,
it starts to shape itself.
Absolutely.
I would say from the age of 7.
Yeah, I would just say don't try not to get too lost in the hierarchy because you're still at a point where like you got your best players, you're gonna push them harder, but you also got a bunch of coaches that at that level. I'm still a big believer. Just get everyone involved. Even
absolutely,
like when the best,
you got to get everybody involved
because you don't know they're gonna grow into it. The biggest thing is if that kid really loves the sport and you're doing the right thing as a coach, like that should just naturally happen. And where pretty soon he'll be asking you questions, like, hey, can I do this X, Y, and Z to get better? And I think it's kind of like an organic thing at that youth level. I think it's definitely just let everyone kind of get out there. You're obviously going to have your better groups at the top, but nonetheless, I think you're just trying to get that passion for the sport.
You got to give it everybody involved. I believe that. But the tough thing I've noticed about youth sports is the kids that are pushed out there and they do not want to be out there.
That's a good point.
They're not ready to be out there. They're standing out there looking at the sideline like, I'm not sure I want to do this, Pops. So we have to be very
add on to that before
we got to be very delicate with how we treat those kids.
But see, here's the beauty of what both of you are saying is these groupings. You then have to learn how to commingle those high level groups with the high level, and then teach the high level group not about frustration but about leadership. So you teach them how to lead this group so that this group can become better. It's the same philosophy as brother, sister, brother age. They're watching you. How you then operate would then can help determine how they want to become better, how they even begin to walk, how maybe they may talk faster, how when they're eating at the table, they're watching and they're observing. And so it's a similar concept, I think, because if you put the right top tier group meshed with a combination of the other groups, then they can hide, but they can still be used. And then you have to teach them how to incorporate and use them instead of taking over and just trying to do it all yourself.
Yeah, there's definitely
that's the facilitation of coach.
The reason why I brought that up is because I just remember a Pee Wee game. Obviously, I won't say the people involved. I just remember this kid. It was the championship game, but he was definitely like he could play. He wasn't the best player, but didn't step on the court. And it's for like a third grade basketball trophy, and the kid didn't play basketball after that. And it was one of those things where it was like, I don't know at that point, like at that age group where that kid just gets iced and everyone else plays.
And I want to add, we good on time so far? We're good on time?
Yeah, we can go like a couple more minutes.
One more thing I want to add to this particular topic. A good youth coach also communicates well with the parents. Okay.
We have setting expectations.
We have to manage expectations.
That's a fact.
We have to let these parents know, hey, here's where your child is. Here's what I'm trying to do. We got to understand. We got to understand that this is like their first time out here. You know what I've noticed? Like I got a little son playing basketball, and I do a lot with him, right? We do stuff outside of
Right.
him playing the games, right?
Yeah.
But I can also see the parents that have done nothing with these kids, right? They've never even bounced the basketball. And so you can see the different levels of what these parents think and what they think should happen out there. So I think a good youth coach has to be able to go to the parent and manage expectations and communicate with them so that they're not thinking you're not helping the kid or you're only paying attention to this type of kid or whatever. As long as you're communicating and letting them know, and then you can get information from the parent too, like, hey, this is what's happening. What do you think? You know, how does he respond in these situations, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
just wanted to add that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, great segment. We'll come back and we'll talk a little bit. We're going to build on this. This is not the last time we have this discussion. I think we'll build on this topic.
Because
but-
we were just in youth sports.
yeah, we're just in.
I mean, we didn't get
we'll
to
go
junior
down,
high,
we'll
high
go.
school,
I'm curious
college.
how you guys would answer to the you've talked about before a little bit, but my kid's next. As your guys'
Mhm.
experience, how would you even handle that as a youth coach? Because unfortunately, that comes up a lot.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's no doubt about it. But we're going to come back and talk about the upcoming game with Michigan State right after this on WTF We Talk Facts. We'll be right back.
Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com. Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Kreekak, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and man, of the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this happening right now at Koppel. You have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right, happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with roof credit.
Join Planet Fitness now and get the PF Black Card for only $24.99 a month. You'll enjoy an upgraded experience with tons of perks.
Like access to more than 2,000 locations worldwide
Yep.
and massage chairs?
Yes.
Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel fit-tacular. Only $24.99 a month. Our most popular membership, the PF Black Card, is your ticket to getting all the perks. Join today. See Club for details. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
The Stars are back home on November 4th to take on the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders at the Icebox. It's the first visit for Cedar Rapids to the capital city since 2019, and it's also military night with a post-game jersey auction to follow. Lock in your seats today by heading to LincolnStars.com.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Plungers and store-bought chemicals can only go so far and can harm your drains. Call the professionals at John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical to get your drains flowing. We won't only make sure the clog is taken care of, but we will ensure your drains are completely clean so the clog will not come back. Give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air,
and Electrical.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite Tailored Light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Beef, Yours Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to We Talk Facts on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Strick and Clester.
All right, we're back on WTF We Talk Facts. The Nebraska Cornhuskers will be headed out to Sparty Land in Michigan State in Lansing, Michigan, with a 2-6 record, 0-5 in conference, and Nebraska comes in with a 5-3, 3-2 record in conference, with a position to continue to ride atop of the Big Ten West. And this matchup is going to face against the Nebraska run game. Nebraska only throwing 11 times on last game, and very few times did they put the ball in the air. They're going to rely on the run game once again here against Michigan State's defense. The Huskers lead the Big Ten in rushing with Heinrich Haarberg's 104 carries, is by far the most on the team. I still think if they're going to continue to have success in the closeout, they need to find a way to get the ball to the running back room a little bit more. I think that's way too many carries, and I think he's looking to carry. I've seen a lot of times, and you can attest to this, class. A lot of times in running the option, there are situations where it may not open up early in the option game. The end may kind of
exactly where you're going.
And then you turn up. And then as you're downfield, the option is still, you saw it.
I saw it.
I said, bro, the pitch is still there. Why are you still holding the ball? And so I'm hoping they're watching that on film, because if I'm me being not, a collegiate high level cluster, being one, knowing how to block downfield and when things are open up, and watching Tommy Frazier get 15, 20 yards downfield and still hit somebody with a pitch, you gotta be able to do that.
Darian Hagan and Jamel Holloway
Yeah,
those
they're
old
good.
school option quarterbacks were very comfortable getting 20 yards downfield and still flicking it off to the running back. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Listen, I don't care what anybody says. I still feel safe with Heinrich Haarberg. At this point, I'm feeling like despite some of the turnovers he has, I don't feel like they kill us. Sort of like when Jeff Sims played. Like when he was playing, it just seems like his turnovers came at some
Inopportune.
inopportune times. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Heinrich has been able to make up for the turnover. I don't know.
Or the defensive saved us too.
The
let's be honest.
defensive turned up.
Yeah.
But he's very comfortable. He's comfortable running the ball, right? And I'm going to tell you what, I would much rather him run it than to make errant throws where he's throwing them into double coverage or he's throwing it behind him, throwing it late. He's under duress and he just kind of heaves it up there. He hasn't really done that a lot, right? So
he's missed on some that
he's
hope
missed on
that he'll
some,
be able to finally hit.
But he has some big throws last game. He has some really good deep throws that contributed to the win. It really separated Nebraska and made us feel like, okay, we're going to win the game. If we really had to do it and take a shot, he delivered when he had to. So listen, keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep them in there. Don't change it. Bang.
Well,
we're on a
not going to at
4-game
this
winning
point.
streak.
We're stuck here, especially after what we saw in the
Yeah, I was
last
gonna
game
say.
with Sims coming back in and the fumble Ruski, the
First
fumble
play.
Raya, the
First
fumble Roni continued to be an issue for him.
Take that Amigos contract.
Did your
Boy.
guys' panic meter move at all? Because they got to
Ooh,
10
it
points, 10 points real quick.
Yeah.
But that's one thing about this Nebraska team. I didn't see that, if you want to call it what Frost called snake bit, I didn't see that panic.
I call it an avalanche.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when one bad thing happened and all of a sudden that avalanche come rolling down the hill and you can't stop it.
Where was your guys' mindset? The team still seemed pretty confident.
Yeah.
They locked in, which was a
Yeah.
good sign for them to lock back in.
Under Coach Rule, we
Mhm.
see that happen. A bad thing happens and they don't get distraught. You know, they don't start pooping their pants.
Right.
They keep it going.
Yeah, that's
You
a
know,
fact.
They pick it up and they keep going.
Yeah. Let's just give it. The Sparty is not bad in this department. Sparty is a top 50 run defense. They've held 4 of their last 5 conference opponents to under 140 yards, and this is the strength of Nebraska. So it's not. Even though they have the record that they have, this is not just a given situation, especially the night that it is. What was the night again that they're having?
Is it homecoming?
Yeah, it's homecoming.
It's a homecoming night for them. They're going to definitely be up in this game.
Or senior day. Scratch that.
Senior day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is our last home game.
Yes.
Also, you've got to look at the fact that this Husker team is what I'm hoping doesn't happen is a play down to the competition mentality where they're not there yet to where they think they can just walk in. I don't see this on the defensive side of things, but what I want to see again, and I'll continue to harp on this, is frontline domination, meaning getting off the ball, pushing people, and your run numbers need to be in the 3 to 4 range if you're going to have success, especially in the pass. If it's pocket pass time for Haarberg, I'm not comfortable yet of feeling good that just dropping back in the pocket and allowing him to 1-2 get into 3 reads is good for them. I like him rolling out of the pocket. I like him moving with an option to run or pass, or with two routes that are in front of him on the rollout, or maybe something on the backside coming into his view. But I don't know for sure if I like him in the pocket as of right now.
Yeah, he probably that's probably his out of all his strengths, that's probably at the bottom is dropping back and going through a progression.
Yeah,
we haven't seen. I would love to see what the percentages are when he drops back versus rollout, or
he throws good on the road
or play action.
Yeah,
they're pretty porous when you get to those deep balls.
Yeah,
he's hitting maybe 2 out of every 10.
Yeah. So I'm going to say this because I want to answer a few things you just said there.
Mhm.
Will Nebraska play down to their competition? It don't matter, right?
Okay.
They just need to beat them by one. Even if they do play down to the competition, I really feel like the West side is pretty even.
Yeah.
A team could have won 2 games or a team could have won 6 games. It's going to be a pretty even game.
Yeah.
There's not one dominant team in the West. Not one.
Yeah.
I
agree.
don't see one dominant team. Now, I think that Nebraska has been beat up so much over the last 6-7 years. I think the coach reminds them that, listen, we are still in build mode.
We're on a revenge tour.
Nobody
That's
in
what I would
the
say.
nobody in the nation sees them as Nebraska.
Yeah.
And as long as they keep winning, they have to keep winning. They are creating their own history right now. They basically are not a part of Nebraska history. They have to create their own history. They got to forget about national championships. They got to forget about conference championships. This is a total rebuild mode, right? So we just need them to win games because nobody's going to look back a year or two from now and go,
Oh, they only beat this
they
team
only won by one.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
They're just going to
You're
look
gonna
at
see
the
that W.
record. They're going to look at their record and be like, hey, they went 9-4 this year. This
In the
is
first year of rule.
This is the year they got back. They got back right here. They went 9-4. And the ability to win these games close or ugly is only building character.
That's a
I
fact.
think. It's building character. And then they'll get to a point where they're going to start putting their foot on people. So this game is going to be very tough because Michigan State has played some tough teams. I mean, they played Washington, they played Michigan. They played Minnesota already, and it's not going to be an easy game on the road. But I feel like if Nebraska just keeps doing what they've been doing,
Yeah.
they play really good defense, and they hit 2 or 3 big plays, I think the defense is strong enough because Michigan State is not a world beater by no means on offense.
Yeah.
So I really think we got a big chance. And in my previous record, as I was putting together the record at the beginning of the season, I said that this would be a road win for Nebraska. I didn't anticipate Illinois. That's why I said I thought that if they beat Illinois, Eastrick, and we'll have Harrison going. We'll go and revisit that at some point. But I do believe I do believe that this was a road game I thought they would win because, as you guys remember, at the beginning of the year, they lost their coach and they were a little bit in turmoil.
Yeah.
And it's been a few weeks. It seems like they probably have gotten a little bit more in the flow of who's the head coach now, but it still ain't the same.
Yeah,
We still got a shot to go in there and regulate.
There's been some text questions that came in. I'll get to those on
Let's
the next segment.
Okay.
Harrison, let's give quick predictions. And what is your expectation and what do you think you're going to see on this road game?
Score predictions?
Score
Michigan
prediction.
State?
Well,
Okay.
first, give your expectation of what you're hoping to see or in this
Okay.
game, and
Yeah.
then your score prediction.
And more of the same. You look at Nebraska's defense, number one, in stopping the run.
So
it's
you expect the offense to be shut down?
I think their offense. I think their quarterback
Okay.
too. He can get a little crazy with some of his throws. I think this defense is kind of starting to hit that echelons of confidence. You know, they're always in the right positions, and now it seems they're starting to make those big plays. Offensively, same thing. I'm right with you guys. When Hardberg's got to sit in the pocket and go through his reads, it's not his strength yet. Satterfield's been doing a pretty good job of setting up. You saw Lloyd on that long touchdown. Just set up the run, and eventually you can scheme that up to set up. It's all right, Hardberg, you got one read, and if he's not there, check down. If he's not there, do what you do best, take off and run. And that's kind of how you're going to have to work with him. So I'm honestly expecting more of the same. I don't think we're going to see too many crazy wrinkles, but I am hoping this defense take advantage of a quarterback that can throw some pretty inerrant passes at times.
I personally, and in this addendum to what you said, I expect to see a trick play in this game. just because it's on the road and you might want to deflate the team a little bit early, and if you can get away with something, I expect to see some form of a trick play, whether it's a fake punt or a something on the offensive
We haven't
side.
had one yet this year, have we?
I'm expecting to see something funny. Go ahead.
You don't want to go? Or you want me to go?
I just said I expect to see something pretty funny in this
What's
game.
your score?
My score prediction is I was pretty close last week, but I'm gonna go with 24-10. Nebraska.
I'll go 31-17.
Nebraska?
Yeah, I've been picking them in the 2024 ballpark. I think we might see one where they come out of their shell a little bit.
Let me tell you what I do like. I like the 11 a.m. game. I think that I don't want to play a team like this on senior day at night. Okay. So the fact that it's at 11 a.m. gives me even more confidence because both teams, now it comes down to who's prepared in the morning, who gets good sleep, who gets up, who's ready to roll, right?
Because you got to be there at like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
You got to be there pretty early.
Yeah.
You got to be there early. And if you are not have adequate rest and prepared and you're hydrated correctly, you know, it could take half of the game before you warm.
Okay.
And these two teams, every point is going to count. Every point counts right now. I'm going to say Nebraska on the road. We have a lot of confidence right now. We've won 4 in a row. When's the last time we won 4 in a row? The 90s, probably?
I think it's 3 in a row, isn't it?
Yeah, we're 3 in a row.
Oh, we're 3 in a row? Okay,
Mhm.
3 in a row. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
but still, even that.
3 in a row.
Even that.
So I'm going to say Nebraska, I want to say 27. I'm going to go 27-24.
Okay.
I think we have a great field goal kicker out of West Side.
Yeah, he's gotten better. As
I
the year
think
progressed.
that we kick a field goal to win
late
at their place.
All right. There it is. Hey, listen, we're going to get to your text questions. Again, 402-464-5685 is where you can tap in on the Sauter Heyman text line. We're going to come back and we'll address some of those questions when we come back right here on WTF We Talk Facts.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings. Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road. Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle. Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
WWE Friday Night SmackDown returns to Lincoln, January 12th, 6:45 p.m. Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Let's throw down right now.
See Rey Mysterio, LA Knight, Bobby Lashley, The Street Profits, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, Carlito, and more. It's WWE's Friday Night SmackDown in Lincoln, January 12th. Tickets start at $25 and on sale this Friday at Ticketmaster.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Creekat, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Plungers and store-bought chemicals can only go so far and can harm your drains. Call the professionals at John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical to get your drains flowing. We won't only make sure the clog is taken care of, but we will ensure your drains are completely clean so the clog will not come back. Give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And Electrical.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Back to We Talk Facts on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Strick and Cleston.
Welcome back to We Talk Facts. Last segment as we get into it. We're going to talk in the text. You guys hit us up on the Sutter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. We had some good questions that popped up. Unnamed texter 3994 says, do you guys feel college sports are more of a job business with NIL or just because that's what it's developed into? Start it off, class.
Well, since this is really kind of the first year, I think we're going to see it's going to evolve quite a bit. I think right now it's still like shocking. It's kind of shocking. And you see some disparity. You see some guys making $4 or $5 million, and then you probably got some kids not making much. I think they're going to regulate things a little bit more. It doesn't quite feel like a job now. Right now, it just kind of feels like this is new, it's evolving, and there's a lot more to be done. That's what it feels like.
I think it still needs some work. I think it still has some more time to get done.
I like it, though.
Yeah, we don't have a whole bunch of time, so I definitely want to get these next few in, and then if we have some time, I definitely want to hear from our partner in crime over here, Harrison. Drew Carr says, he just throws this out here, and you can either agree or disagree. It's not really a question to have to dig into, but he says Harburg has to learn how to pitch. He's taken too many hits in times where the pitch is the best option. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, Drew Carr, I agree with you. And Class?
I agree, but I don't, right? Like, there's an art to pitching. There's an art to being comfortable. We don't want him to turn the ball over.
So
we don't want to turn the ball over. I mean, if you're comfortable, if you're picking up yards and you're comfortable, just don't turn the ball over. That's the number one thing. He got to get comfortable pitching it when he needs to pitch it.
Because there's a difference between a look pitch, a blind pitch, and understanding the depth and knowing where that guy is. Because if you're really good at it, you should be able to go down that line, and I'm looking at you and be able to bop.
Yeah.
It's just like an assist.
You gotta use your peripheral.
Like if I'm driving to the hoop, I need to be able to know that guy's coming. I can look at Kless and I know he's there.
Right.
Bow.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Using your peripheral view, right?
Yeah.
He's still getting comfortable with it too. Like I haven't even seen him with a fake pitch, just kind of move those defenders. And that, like you said, that's the turnover thing in the back of his head because you can tell when he decides to run
He's
it.
cognizant of it.
He's tucking it. Like it's pretty obvious for them to read it right away.
We would much rather him do that.
100%.
Okay.
But I'll add
because
to
he's
it,
winning
though.
games.
Throw the ball away too. The biggest hits he took, I feel like, were him just sitting in the pocket, not getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Like he's getting hit just as hard doing that at times.
Yeah. Last question before we turn it over, and another good week, man. Wow, what a great time here on WTF. We're glad we're back in the booth together, and we appreciate you
Feels
guys
good.
once again for coming in and joining us. And again, we're here every night, not every night, but every Thursday night right here on 93.7 The Ticket. You can also go back and get any content that we stated in at theticketfm.com. If you're sitting at home and you have Allo,
YouTube,
you can tune in on 951, Facebook, X. We're all over the place, and it's right here Central Standard Time. So we appreciate you. Last question on the Starter Heyman text line. Jim on the text line says, "Is Sims done? Only coming in for injury? Is it a wrap for Sims?"
Who's gonna start that off?
I think you go with the gamer. I think you go right now with the gamer. Now, does Sims come back? He seems to have, they're really doing a good job, I think, of helping him to understand what's going on right now with his situation, and he's just got to get better. But I think if he can get in the offseason and work his butt off, come and fight for the position again.
We can't predict that.
No.
We can only speculate. And the only way I feel Sims come back is if Heinrich Haarberg is just a real detriment to the team. And I think right now, winning 3 in a row, it's going to be really hard for him to come back this year as long as they continue to win.
Mm-hmm.
I would really like to see them utilize him in another position.
I agree.
The kid has talent. He's fast. He's big. I think you need to use him. But right now, since you don't probably have an adequate backup, that's the reason why they're probably not playing.
Don't want to expose him.
Because they need to at least keep him safe.
Harrison.
I'm with you guys. I think it's probably not going to happen this season, but I'm curious what he looks like on scout team because the defense is really good this year. They're going against our scout team offense. So what does that look like?
Yeah, he's not playing scout team. Though.
Yeah.
I seriously doubt he's playing scout team.
That's probably good. Yeah.
Because he has to work with the first team because
that's true.
The backup is one hit away.
Yeah.
Like he has to prepare as if he's going to start.
So it's probably Chubba Purdy back there.
Yeah. And that's how it used to be. The backup quarterback is treated like a starter because they all know that all it takes is one play and you're in there. You have to lead the team. You have to know everything. So,
yeah, I'm with you guys. I think we all pretty much agreed there.
And we'll just finish off with Sandman as we get ready to close out for another segment of WTF. Sandman 460 says, "Can you imagine where the Huskers would be right now if the offense was at full strength?" Wow. I mean, that's just something to ponder and to think about. And we're just going to hope that the Huskers go out there focused, in tune, assignment, handle their business, come on home with another dub, and bank it so that they can be in position to go to a bowl game that we haven't been to in quite a while. Cluster, another good time here on WTF We Talk Facts.
The Drive for 6 is this weekend, and I really enjoyed myself today. Thanks for having us back. You've been on the road, I've been on the road. It's just good to be back.
No doubt.
With my man Harrison too.
Harrison in the building. We'll be back. We'll see you next week right here, 6 to 7. We Talk Facts. Peace.